here from JATT Caravan Hire, back with another handover video for our 2021 Jayco journey. Okay, so the first thing to do before you unhook or anything is to get the van level. Here we are here, we're leaning a bit this way, we need to lift up this side of the van. So in the front locker box here, you'll find some ramps. First we start with the red part here. They just go like so, and then we'll pull up onto the red ramp, and then we'll recheck our little level that's on the floor bar there. So we'll just check our little level over here again, and it still shows that we have to go up quite a little bit. So that's where we can use these parts of the ramp. Put them on the front. And then we'll pull up a little bit higher. Okay, then we'll check our level again. We'll see a little bit more. And there we are. Our level's level. Okay, so next step, we get a couple of wheel chocks. Stick them on here to just help stop it rolling down the ramps. And then of course we will unhook the car. So, drop the wheel on. Of course, the handbrake on. Give it a good pull in there. Undo the electrics and chains. Pull the pin out, release that, and then we'll drop the wheel. Thankfully. That pops off and we'll get the car out of the way. Okay, so now we've already got it level this way with the ramps. Now we need to make it level this way. So we'll check our level again, and right there it's perfect. Okay, so once we've done that, then we can get out our stabiliser leg winder. And these here come down. If they're a fair way off the ground like that, there is some blocks of wood in here as well that we can put under that. And then just wind them down so they're firm on all four corners. Okay, then we just recheck our level again. Perfect. So we can put this handle away, and then we've got our water hose, power cord and our waste hose. We'll connect those up around the other side. One of the first things once you are level to connect up would be the power cord, because obviously you want to keep your fridge cold. So that's off to the power box. And that just plugs it up here. our waste hose. On this van we have a wastewater tank. Here. So you've got 20 metres of power cord, 10 metres of waste hose and 20 metres of water hose. So the waste hose is just one of these clamps. You push it on and fold the clamps around and make sure that that tap's open, and then obviously run this here off to wherever you want the wastewater to go. Now if you're hooking up to mains pressure water, the white key here opens the water flap, and now with this here, that's your front water tank and your rear water tank for filling those. Underneath here there's a water tank selector. When it's pointing straight down, that means it's sucking water out of both tanks, to the back tank only, or the front tank only. Now that's only if you're not connected up to the mains water and you're using the pump to pump the water out of the tanks, if you're say off grid somewhere that you really need to worry about that. But if you're in a caravan park and you're hooking up to their water, that goes off obviously to the tap provided. You just plug this in here and then you can close this here again, the little flap comes open and there's your water connected for that. So that's basically, you know, the main setup, getting it level, hooking up all your essential services. So now we'll move around to the other side and inside. Now around this side here, to finish setting the awning up, then we'll go inside. We've got a doormat here. And pull out step. And then with this door, you can split the door. You can lift the handle up and pull that forward from the back section, and that separates, and that becomes just a security door, screen door if you're free camping. Want to let the air in. This door here also hooks back onto that latch. Or you can also, to put the door back together, it's just a case of it snaps back together. Also outside here you've got a 12 volt cigarette lighter style outlet. That's a 240 volt outlet. In here is a TV bracket. Quite have a TV outside. Just need to bring the power cord and the aerial cable as well outside. Inside this here, there's more storage. Storage under the bunk there. You can actually lift this bunk up, put in a table and chairs or generator or other storage. And then that just closes. The big key on here is the key for that. You turn that and then you push the lock in to lock it, and then that's locked. For that. The picnic table here. Little silver key on the key ring here. You just basically undo these two locks and they face straight up. And that comes down. You can use to have to sit something on outside here. To put it away again, you just got to remember to turn both of these locks so they face that way. Also in here there is a broom, there's also a brush. We also keep the jack and wheel brace there as well if you happen to need that. Spare tyres under the back. It's like a four-wheel drive one where you take the little safety cable off and then you wind the handle to lower the wheel down for that. There's also another hose in there too actually, which is a washing machine hose. It connects down behind the waste hose because this van has a washing machine in it. Inside here, when we travel, the TV travels down here on the bed, just flopped on top. Now to set it up here we've got our TV mount, we've got our power for the TV and the aerial. So just make sure the little red light's on for the power, press the little black button here so the little green light's on. That provides power up to the aerial. Without that little green light on, you won't get any reception. And then just plug the aerial one in, plug the power in, the TV up on its bracket. Now of course we need the aerial up, so it's over here. Now we just wind that up until it's all straight up and down. Back to our TV. Here we've got the remote control. Now when you turn the TV on, everywhere of course, every different place you go, you need to retune the TV. Now to do that, you press the menu button, arrow down to channel, arrow right to where it's got channel management there, arrow down to auto search, press OK, and then go to DTV, all, are you sure, OK, and then it will search and find the available TV channels. Now if you do get a TV channel, when it does find them and it's a bit pixelated and going in and out, you can tune the aerial a little bit. So you actually pull down this little piece here just above the handle, just slightly, and you can actually turn the aerial into a different position. But when you travel and pack down, you've got to make sure you spin that back around so the two little triangles here line up and down before you wind the aerial down, so it comes down in a straight line for that. Now while the TV's tuning, you've got these skylights here, roof hatches. You can open them up to let some air in. Obviously when you travel they must be down and locked. You can also use the fly screen there to keep the bugs out. Put that across to keep the moonlight out. These windows, all the windows are the same, they're just different shapes. Now you can lift up the fly screen there, open up the windows, and they just push out to wherever you want them. And then you can, if you're camped up, you get your fly screen there. Of course, maybe at night time, you want to close the window, or when you're travelling, make sure all the latches are latched in on the inside one. And then at night time, to keep the neighbours from looking in, you can close those up there. And do the curtains too if you really like. Otherwise these here, that hooks into the fly screen. You can have these at different heights as well. For that, these Jayco fans, if you pull the little lever out, you can point these in any direction, and just on the top here you've got the 3-speed fan and also a timer button. So if you're certainly off grid and you want haven't got access to the aircon, it's a bit warm or something, those fans are brilliant. They'll run all night on the batteries, no problem at all. Inside the cupboard here, in through here, there's USBs and 12-volt cigarette lighter sockets on both sides. These lights up here, a quick press is just, it's a blue light. If it's a long press, it's a white light. And to turn it off, you just press it again. All the lights in the van itself are all Bluetoothed. So here there's like a master switch. So you go into bed and all of a sudden you realise the lights are still on down the other end. You can just press the off button here, but they're all Bluetoothed. So there's yeah, light switches in different places. There's one around here for above the dining table here, and that as well. Up here, of course, the stereo is a stereo. There we go, the TV just found a whole bunch of channels. The stereo is a stereo, so when you turn that on, you can also connect it to your phone and Bluetooth and that sort of thing too. When you turn it on, it is on inside and outside speakers. You need to press the select button here till you get round to fader, and fade it to the rear, that's the inside only speakers. Fade it to the front, that's the outside only speakers, as per the little sticker here. Press obviously to press and hold the power button to turn it off. The main battery system of the van is all on this display here. So when it's dull like this, you can't really read it. You press the dim button, it shows here your water levels. 2 tanks are 100% water. There's 2 80-litre tanks, which you've got that switch outside. You can suck the water out of both tanks, or front or the rear tank if you're, say, off-grid and not connected to mains water. Here it shows your wastewater tank level. That is pretty inaccurate because it gets all the fat and rubbish that goes down the sink, sticks to the sensor. So if the valve's open, it's empty, but it may say it's, you know, got something in it. Down here you got your battery level. So at the moment the battery's at 100%. Because we've got some lights and things on, we're using 4.6 amps at the moment. There's 240 amps of lithium batteries on this van, and there's, I think it's about 400 watts of solar or so on the roof. So there's plenty of solar and plenty of battery power. Down here in the little sun button, it shows here sun 0 amps. That's what the solar's putting into the batteries at the moment, which is 0 amps because they're fully charged anyway. Now to turn the water pump on, to get the water out of the tanks if you're off grid, you press the pump button here, the little green symbol comes up, and of course when you flick your tap on or off or on, you'll get the water out of the taps or the shower or wherever. The HWS one here, you press that, it comes up the top here, HWS on, and in the cupboard down here, it lights up this display here, because this caravan has instant gas hot water. So once you flick the hot tap on now, you'll hear the gas hot water system fire up, and it'll pump water out up to 50 degrees. Also, while we're in this cupboard, this is the switch for the awning outside. Now it's electric awning, so to put the awning out, we just press the extend button here for a couple of seconds, and then the awning will go out and it'll stop in a predetermined place and just do its own thing for that. So while the awning's going out, we'll keep going around here. Microwave's a microwave, obviously, only works on 240 power. The fridge here, it's a 3-way fridge. So if your car's wired up correctly to the Jayco wiring plan, it'll work on battery. If you're off grid like we are at the moment in the front yard, it'll work on gas. Okay, they'll have the little gas symbol there, and this is how cold the fridge is, so that's on maximum. Normally when it's a bit cooler, for the 9 months of the year that it's not burning hot, at night time you'll probably need to knock this down to either 3 or 4 of the notches. Obviously summertime you run it on the max all the time for that. So if it's on automatic, if you're plugged in 240 power, it'll automatically go to 240 power. If your car's wired up correctly, once you hook the car up, it'll go onto battery. So as long as that blue light's on there, and nothing here is flashing, like if I put it on to here and that's flashing because there's no power, then it's not working. So it goes around to, now that's found the gas, so it's all good for that. So it's fairly decent size. It's 180 litre 2-door freezer. Okay, and to turn it off, obviously you just press the button and hold it there till it goes off. There's a rubbish bin here. There's some spare rubbish bags underneath there as well. Come in this way. There's a ladder up here that goes down there on for the person to get up to the top bunk. You've also got the Sirocco fans and both the bunks there as well. Now into the bathroom. I'll just about hop in the shower here, sort of thing. Okay, so you've got your hot and cold water in your hand basin there. Inside here, you've got the washing machine. Okay, that only works on 240 power, and I would only use it if you're hooked up to mains water as well, because it uses about 50 something litres of water per wash. The toilet. Now, use the toilet, lift the lid, flick the lever at the front there, which opens the flap into the waste tank. Okay, do what you're going to do, and then you press the button on the back here to flush it. Okay, once the water and everything's gone down, then you just flip the lever back across the front here again to shut the tank off, to keep the smell down there. Close the lid, once that's full, okay, you'll get a little red light will come on here, and as soon as that red light comes on, that's when you need to empty the tank so it doesn't overflow and flood everything underneath there. Because there is a cleaning surcharge if the tank overflows and runs all around underneath there. So the shower is a shower. There is a hatch up here to open. You've also got a little fan there. You've got the light up here as well. Obviously when you travel, that's got to be closed. Fan's off for that. So also for the toilet, there's also up the top here some more toilet paper, and there's also some spare toilet sachets to put in the toilet tank. Okay, so now if I get out of here, come back down through the kitchen area. Okay, so up the top here, above the range hood, we've got our cleaning stuff. There's a first aid kit, fire blanket, there's books there on how everything works. And this one here, we've got our cups, plates and that sort of thing. If you are not sure of something, my phone number's on the stubby holders here as well. The stove is all gas with a gas oven. You just make sure you turn the gas bottles on first, which I didn't show that earlier on, but turn that around, hold that down. Actually, I'll just go turn the gas bottles on. So just better turn on our gas bottles. So we just undo our little plastic straps there. 2 gas bottles. You get a little lever here, points to which one that's currently in use. So we'll just turn that on. We'll just sit that back there. Now, obviously, that's our awning. So now we'll go back to our stove here. So it's just push it in, turn it, press the button. You wait a few seconds. Gas bottles are only just filled and changed, so there might be a little bit of air in the line. And then just let that out and it'll stay going. So the oven, there's the oven one here as well, of course, inside there, same thing, it's for that there, and there's also the grill in there. When you turn these off as well, you just give this a few minutes to cool down, because otherwise if that's too hot, you can shatter the glass on this when you put it down for that. Obviously the tap, the hand basin there's a little tiny plug there for it. For that, in the cupboard here, you'll find all your other bits and pieces, the kettle, the toaster, there's a gas kettle there, there's the espresso coffee machine, dish drainer, some storage containers, all your cutlery, and other bits and pieces, the coffee and tea for the espresso machine, and pots and a fry pan down the bottom there. So that is pretty much it. Oh, the air conditioner. Okay, an air conditioner, it's an air conditioner like the same as home, only works on 240 power. Also, if it gets down to like about 2, 3, 4 degrees outside, these are not real good. They can't get enough heat out of the air to be able to create heat, so then they don't really work once they get down to about 2, 3, 4 degrees with that. So anything above that though, of course, they're fine. They work great cooling for summertime, not a problem at all. Okay, I think that's about it. Okay, so now it's time to pack up and move on or head on home. So basically we just have to put everything back in the cupboards, make sure everything's all tidy, you know, close the lid up there. Basically so nothing goes flying around the place anywhere. You know, rubbish bin sits on the seat there okay. Pack up our TV, turn that off, unplug the 2 cables on the back, just wrap them back up around there, turn off our little black switch there, pull that out so it's not using power, TV is just back on the bed. Make sure all the windows are closed, all the latches are done up properly. Make sure this roof hatch is closed as well properly. TV aerial, make sure these two triangles here line up, and then wind that down so you'll hear it clunk on the roof. Like that. Yeah, we do our curtains all up, fans are back flat. These doors here, make sure that these straps are around both of these doors, and also on the shower door you've got the strap here for the shower door. Make sure this is closed, turn off the light. Yeah, all the windows are closed, this here is closed, and that's basically it for inside. The awning, while we're inside we can bring the awning back in. So to bring the awning back in, obviously during any sort of wet weather, any rain, wind, you want to bring the awning in anyway to save any damage to it. We just press that retract button for a couple of seconds and it'll suck itself back in. Okay, we also want to check up on our battery display screen up here. If you're off grid or so, turn the pump off. So the first time you press this button, press a button on here, it brings the screen out of standby and lights it up. The second time you actually press it, it does something. Okay, so that turns that off. We'll turn off our hot water system. If you do happen to press that power button for some reason, that's like an isolator and it shuts the power off to the entire van. So we leave that turned on all the time, because the first time you press it, it comes out of standby. Second time you press it, you'll hear the battery charge, you click and everything comes back on. So that stays on, just we turn off the hot water and the water pump. So inside, that's basically about it. Turn off our lights here. Looks like we've still got a light on in the bathroom. Turn that off. And the inside's basically done. So we'll head out outside now and pack it up. Close our door, lock it. Steps away, put our mat away. We'll take our stabilizer leg here. Point these up. Then I pick it up, lock back in. And then of course you've got to do your water hoses and electrical hoses. Okay, wind that back up. Just make sure you don't forget to grab the connector, the screw and connector off the tap. So that's done. Find the right bag, the right thing. Usually you run some fresh water through the waste hose before you roll it up, just to get all that yucky gunk out of it. Would be appreciated. Obviously today, for this little exercise, we didn't have anything go through it. Okay, grab our electrical lead. Yeah. Put these back in the front. Yeah, too, with these doors, you just be careful too that you hold them as they go down and not let them drop. Otherwise, these hinges here snap off, and then you're left hanging onto a door on the side of the road. Okay, so once that's all done, if you can, kick out your wheel chocks. It's always easier. If it won't kick out, we'll just have to pull forward a little bit once we're hooked up. Put that down a little bit. I'll hook the car up. So it's not quite high enough. Connect up all our chains and breakaway again. Crisscross the chains. Connect up our electrical lead. Handbrake off. And of course too, don't forget to switch off the gas bottles. Make sure they're both off. Because if your car's wired correctly now, the fridge will transfer over to battery. Put our jockey wheel away. Now I just have to come forward a little bit so I can get that chocolate. This part is definitely easier with two people because now I'll back down and stop, hopefully bottom of the road. So then we can get the black section out. These up, we're nearly done. And there we go, we're packed up now, we're ready to go. Just go for a quick walk around though, of course, and make sure everything's closed properly, nothing's left behind, all the rubbish is picked up, and off we go, home or to the next place. Thank you, enjoy your holiday.